Today, it's Braveheart or Bust, as Jedward guide a bunch of tourists through the ancient streets of Edinburgh.
Let's do this.
And compete to be the best tour guide.
There's no place like Scotland. There's no place like Scotland.
Their job is to use any means
Who wants to squeeze my bubo?
to pass on their newly found knowledge
Witches were burned here.
onto the unsuspecting public. But who will be king of the castle, and who will be the old reeky rascal?
I think I'm gonna wee my pants. Don't wet yourself.
Come with us, there's so much to discover. Crazy adventures with me and my brother. We'll dig up things and we'll freak you out. Jedward's big adventure. Be a tour guide, there's so much to do. There's a whole planet out there that's just for you. Never know what you find in the mess that you'll find. There is a trail that is totally wild. Amazing Jedward's big adventure.
3, 2, 1.
Jedward are on a mission to visit our biggest attractions and compete against each other to become the best tour guide. Each with help from a celebrity friend.
Do I look like a raven?
And today's assignment has taken them north.
We're in Edinburgh, Scotland. Home of the haggis. Oh, gross. Edinburgh, play some bagpipes. Go. Edward, away! Edward, look! Let's open it! It says, Dear Jedward, welcome to Edinburgh. In just 24 hours' time, you'll each have to give a group of tourists a guided tour. Whoever gives the worst tour will have to pay a very messy forfeit. No! Yeah. John, I think we gotta get some help. I know who we need, okay? We need somebody who knows all about deadly missions. Like...
Hi, Jedward.
It's Naomi Wilkinson from Lion and Deadly. Oh, and I know who else we need. We need somebody who knows all about castles. Like someone from Harry Potter, for instance. Yeah, I know. Chris Rankin, a.k.a. Percy Weasley.
Hi, Jedward.
What's up, man?
Hi,
Okay,
guys.
so what do you guys know about Edinburgh?
It's in Scotland.
It's got a big castle.
Edward, you know, I think we're going to get the experts in on this, okay? So you guys relax while we go get the facts. Let's go, Edward.
So the boys' challenge is simple. They have just 24 hours to find out everything about Edinburgh before tomorrow, when they will compete to give the best guided tour. Today is the boys' only chance to get the info, and where better to start than the castle?
What's up? I'm John, he's Edward, and together we are Jedward. What's your name?
It's John.
Hey, I'm John as well. Your
Nice to meet
name's
you,
John,
John.
and his name's John, so that means that you're both called John.
Spooky.
Okay, John, what is this place?
This is Edinburgh Castle. This is a volcano that you're on top of. 340 million years ago, Edinburgh was one big erupting volcano. When it became extinct, it left behind a huge rock. And around 600 AD, a Celtic tribe known as the Godithan built the first ever fortress on top of it. This was replaced by a castle around 1130 AD, and over the next few hundred years was rebuilt, done up, and extended, eventually becoming the world-famous castle we see today.
I can't believe there was a volcano here. So what if the volcano one day just went, phew, and then the castle went, phew, and it was all like, phew.
It's extinct. You're in no danger at all, guys.
Phew, that's a relief. But there is another crisis to deal with.
Like, it's so windy here. Our hair's actually trying to fight the wind. What do we do?
You just have to put in a lot of hairspray.
So now that they fixed their hair and found out all about the castle's origins, they're heading down into the dungeons in search of their next tale.
Is this like a prison?
It is a prison.
It's a prison.
Yeah.
So if I was a prisoner, I'd be sleeping down here.
You'd be sleeping down here, and it'd be a lot more crowded than it looks just now.
Can we get into a hammock?
Of course you can get into a hammock.
Go, John. This is so crazy. I'm in a hammock. Ha 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 hammock. Chilling in a hammock. I'm in a hammock. Ha 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 hammock. All I know is, Kate, this isn't safe, Kate. If I was sleeping here, I'd fall out. Imagine if I was, you got swinging. That's the whole point.
The boys might be having fun, but back in the day, being locked up here was anything but fun, as a group of pirates were to discover.
In February 1720, the Scots stopped a suspicious-looking ship, the Eagle, off the Argyle coast. Aboard were 21 pirates, along with a hoard of stolen treasure. The pirates were imprisoned in the castle for 6 months. Eventually, 7 were released, while the others were hanged to serve as a warning to any more pirates thinking of causing trouble on the seas around Scotland.
Can you give us your best pirate impersonation?
Arr, matey.
Arr, matey. Aye-oh.
Edward might need to practice his R's before tomorrow's tour. Now, get a move on, boys. You've got so much more to discover.
Come on, John and John.
In just 24 hours, Jedward will be guiding tourists around the castle themselves, each assisted by a celebrity helper. John will be with Naomi and Edward with Chris.
Hang on, it's not really fair because you've got an advantage being in Harry Potter. You know all about witchcraft and wizardry and castles and things.
Well,
I mean, what deadly animals are in Edinburgh Castle?
rats.
Don't worry, Naomi. There are lots of live and deadly rats coming up next, as Jedward are about to find out.
Keep going.
Beneath the city lies a warren of hidden streets,
Oh, this is so sick.
and they better watch out.
God, so scary. Go ahead, Editor. What is that, Editor? It looks like there's hay. Where's there horse down here? Where's there cow? It's just a rock. Who are you? Are you a ghost?
No, I'm not. I'm James, but...
Wait, ghost test, ghost
You
test.
can touch me. There we go.
Walk to John,
you can
walk to
stop
John.
That now.
Walk
That's
through me.
probably enough. No,
Right, he's
we
not a
can't
ghost.
walk through.
He's not a ghost.
But I'd like to tell you about this place. Now, we're on a street. Do you know we're on a street?
Oh, it's a street.
This was a street. It was completely open to the sky originally.
People used to live here.
Yeah, they did. But you have to remember, they didn't have proper toilets or anything like that.
So where do they go toilet?
They had buckets. So what you have to do, you pick up your bucket, you carry it to the door, and you throw it out with a cry of, Gardilo!
Gardyloo! Woo! Watch out for my poo!
Yes, I mean, it actually comes from French. It's beware of the water.
What they don't know is the losing team tomorrow will be gunged by buckets of false poo representing Gardyloo. Which won't be nice, will it, really?
So you can imagine the diseases and everything here as well, can't you?
Yeah?
Particularly, we get to the plague.
Why is he wearing a bee? Because that's like some kind of crazy Halloween costume.
That man is a plague doctor, and what he's trying to do is treat the plague. The bubonic plague was carried by rats and fleas. The first sign that you were infected were horrible boils appearing on your neck and armpits. Then black spots would appear on your body. Time to call the plague doctor. Though seeing someone dressed with a beak on their head may not have actually been much help.
Edward, what are you doing daydreaming? Can you still get the plague? Because I sometimes get spots.
All you need these days is like antibiotics to stop the plague.
What if I use like exfoliating kit and spot stuff?
That's not going to help. It might cover up what's there, but you're still going to be ill.
Don't worry, boys. A few pimples doesn't mean you've got the plague. They're now halfway through finding out all the facts.
3, 2, 1, fire! That's so cool!
In Edinburgh, lunchtime certainly goes off with a bang when the 1 o'clock gun goes off. It's now less than 24 hours until they'll compete to be the best tour guides. The winning team will be decided when the tourists are tested, and the boys have absolutely no idea what questions they'll be asked. Now the boys need to find out about Scotland's famous tartan.
What is tartan?
This is tartan. Crisscross, make squares, thousands of different designs.
And what colours?
The colours, that would very much depend on where you were in Scotland. Originally, many of the tartan colours would have been sourced from local ingredients. The weaver would use gypsy wort to make something green, seaweeds for a flesh colour, and whelks for the colour purple. Scotland's famous heather would be used for yellow, dark green, and an orangey brown. And finally, they would use berries to make the colour blue.
Edward, Barnaby, what makes a traditional outfit?
Start with a kilt, socks that we call hose, a sporran,
So we got the spurn, we got
sporran.
sporran.
It's a sporran, boys. And you'll need to remember that for tomorrow.
Sporran is a man purse.
Man bag.
It's a pocket because in normal kilts there are no pockets.
And what's this one called? It's called a waistcoat.
That's just a waistcoat.
A waistcoat, it looks
Yes.
cool. Can we try some on?
You're welcome.
Celebrity helpers Naomi and Chris are worried about the roles they'll play tomorrow.
Jedward are a bit mad, aren't they? I reckon they might have some crazy things up their sleeve for us.
Like?
I don't like to think about it, really.
Go! Whoa! Whoa! We look so cool. Let's do some Irish dancing. Macarena, Macarena. Edward, if we ever want to go back to Scotland, all we do is put our kilts on and spin around and go, there's no place like Scotland. There's no place like Scotland. What goes crazy?
But boys, would you want to come back after this? Their next location is a spooky one.
John, what do you think we're doing here? And all I know is there must be ghosts here. There's loads of graves, and it's really, really scary. And it's raining. I think I'm gonna wee my pants. Don't wet yourself. This is so scary. Who's this lady can help us? Here, what's your name? What's going on here? It's so scary.
Welcome to one of many Edinburgh graveyards. I'm here to tell you about body snatchers.
Body snatchers, what's that?
Well, in the 19th century, medical schools were all over Edinburgh, but they didn't have enough bodies for the students to cut up. So the body snatchers would dig up the freshly buried dead, and they would take the corpses to the doctors. And the doctors would pay these men £7. Sometimes within a few hours of a body being laid to rest, body snatchers would have it back out of the ground again. The situation got so bad that watchtowers had to be built in the graveyards. Some families even went as far as protecting their loved ones by locking them up in an iron casket called a mort safe, which was fine, just as long as the person wasn't still alive.
John, here, what else can you tell us?
Well, so great was the fear of being buried alive that the dead would be buried with a bell attached to them. And if the poor soul awoke, they could pull on the rope, ring the bell to summon help.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Dead person, but not dead.
It's the way you tell them. It's raining, it's pouring. Let's hope Jedward are not snoring, as they are about to be bewitched by the last story.
So what are we doing here? What are you going to show us?
Well, follow me round the corner.
Nicola, what is this place?
Well, read the first line.
This fountain, designed by John Duncan, is near the site on which many witches were burned at the stake. Witches were burned here?
Edinburgh was the witch-burning capital of Europe. In the 16th century, 300 women were burned as witches here.
Whoa!
The suspected witch would have their wrists and ankles tied together, and they would be thrown into the Nor Loch, which at that time was an open sewer. If they sank and drowned, they were innocent. But if they floated and survived, then they were clearly in league with the devil and must be burned at the stake for being a witch.
I'm not a witch, I'm not a witch!
Well, anyone could be a witch. If somebody didn't like you, you were left-handed, you had a cat, you had red hair.
It's crazy.
Well, they thought that witches could control the weather, that storms and rain was caused by witches.
Edward, I can't believe witches control the weather. Look, it's snowing. Are you a witch? You must be a witch. You gotta be burned. No, that's Dave from the crew. He's a witch. Get the witch! Get the witch! Ah! Ed, okay, we gotta get out of here, okay? What facts do you want to do tomorrow? I don't want to do ghosts.
Well, that's it. The twins have heard all the stories. Now it's back to Jedward HQ.
I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, okay, with these tours, okay? I'm gonna be too scared to tell the tours the tour.
Oh, man up, boys. It's time for you to meet up with your celebrity helpers and find out which 3 stories you'll be recreating tomorrow.
We got pirates.
That's good.
Pirates really good. You can have this in your hand.
I can wear that.
Crazy.
I can wear this.
Yeah. Watch your best impersonation of a pirate. Really good. Naomi and John, your tasks tomorrow are the Volcano Castle.
Brilliant.
We're gonna bring this to the tours tomorrow, put all the stuff in, and next one, plagues. Oh, it's so sick, okay?
Plague.
Do you know when you get like a minging spot on your face?
I've got one right here.
Yeah, I've got one as well. And just like gunge everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
How about we make fake spots? Okay, Naomi, our second mission, okay, is explaining a sparring.
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 Okay, I had problems saying it first, okay? All right, the next one is grave robbers, okay?
Grave robber.
I'm gonna get you to go into this dress here, and I'm gonna bury you alive. I've been thinking, I've done all this. What have you done? You get creative, okay?
Great.
It's going to be a sleepless night for our celebrities. Oh, morning! It's 6 a.m. on the big day. A party of unsuspecting tourists are now on their way to the Scottish capital, and the celebrities are suffering from last-minute jitters.
I am quite nervous because if we don't get the facts right, we could end up looking really quite stupid. I hope that doesn't happen.
I'm a little nervous about this, but it'll be fine. At least I don't have to get in a grave, unlike some people.
The tourists are expecting to be taken around ancient Edinburgh, but they have absolutely no idea who their tour guides are going to be. This lot are in for the surprise of their lives.
What up, guys? I'm John. I'm Edward. Here we are. Jedward. J to the word. Jedward. Are you guys excited? Really excited? Get ready to school. Get ready to go. It's going to be amazing, guys. Okay, we've got 2 celebrity friends. Chris Rankin from Harry Potter, a.k.a. Percy Weasley. Woo! Awesome. And my team member is Naomi Wilkinson from Live and Deadly. Woo! Yay! Are you guys ready? Yeah! All right, guys, let's do this. Come on, come on.
It's time for Jedward's tour of ancient Edinburgh, and it's all to play for as only one team can win, while the poor losers will receive a Garde de Lua-like soaking. First up, it's John and Naomi with the story of Edinburgh Castle's volcanic past, and John has an explosive demonstration plan.
So how it's just gonna explode?
We're gonna put the secret ingredient in. Yeah. It's gonna go, and we're like, ah! Because I haven't tried this out yet, okay? But hopefully everything goes right.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm John.
I'm Naomi.
And here we are, Naomi. Welcome to Edinburgh Castle.
Team Jaomi must make the tourists remember how many years ago the castle rock was actually a volcano.
340 million years ago, there was a volcano here, erupting, going,
molten lava everywhere.
And today, we're going to relive that moment.
All right, guys, do you want to see the volcano?
Yeah! Yes, please!
I said, do you guys want to see the volcano?
Yes!
Cool. All right, Naomi, let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
Quick, run! Run for your life, John!
Whoa, it's erupting!
It's gonna go crazy!
Everywhere!
Here we go.
Oh dear.
That was impressive.
Was it though? The tourists don't look that impressed. Let's just hope the mighty volcano didn't distract them from the crucial date. So now it's over to Captain John Grimes and First Mate Chris Rankin for the tale of the pirates. Can they do better?
You lot must be our shipmates, which means you need to wear pirate gear. Mums too, come on.
Their first story is to explain how many pirates were locked up in Edinburgh Castle.
You're all doing Pirates were kept here as prisoners.
There was a boat out there on the water called the Eagle.
The eagle, like an
And they
eagle.
found pirates on there with their treasure. And they brought them back here to the castle and kept them prisoner.
21 pirates. How many sailors were brought here, young lady?
21.
A sailor went to sea to see what he could see.
Oh, didn't they do well? Getting the tourists to repeat the number of pirate prisoners was a good tactic. Now it's over to Team John in some rather fetching attire.
You know what, Naomi? We look amazing.
You look amazing.
You look amazing, and together we look amazing. Let's go
All
do
we
this.
know. Woohoo!
Next is the story of the Tartan. They must clearly get across to the tourists what a sporran is used for.
I feel so much more freer.
Hi guys. We are wearing
Tartan! We changed our outfits. We're now wearing girly skirts.
No, they're not skirts. They're kilts. They're different weavers and made different tartan depending on what dyes they could get hold of.
Yeah.
So they used all sorts of different things that grew in Scotland to make different coloured dyes.
So, can John name that dye?
For example, gypsy wort would make the
I
colour
don't know.
green, and seaweed would make the colour
Flesh.
yeah, flesh colour, and Berries would make the colour
Red.
blue. So, whelks. You know what colour whelks made?
Pink.
John's confused.
Okay. Do you remember all that?
And so are the tourists. Remember, they need to tell them about the sporran.
So we have pleats at the back. I don't have any pockets. Where would my phone, where would my money go, where would my keys go? In a sporran.
Yes, guys, what is it? Sporran.
Job done. It was a rocky start, but have Team Jaomi pulled it out of the sporran?
The team that I think is doing best is John and Naomi.
Crazy.
I think the winners will probably be Naomi and John. Jaomi.
So, halfway through, and the competition is heating up. This time, Edward and Chris have to get across not one, not two, but 3 symptoms of the bubonic plague. Brought to you in association with rats.
I've got the plague, I've got the plague.
One dying Edward. And one beaky doctor.
Oh, this is my doctor. He's going to help me.
I'm a doctor. Plague doctors wore these beaky things.
Who wants to squeeze my bubo? No! Fine now, get the doctor to do it. Don't freak out.
Isn't that disgusting?
I've got these black spots on my stomach.
And a high fever? Have you got a high fever?
So hot right now, and I'm talking about boat legs.
He's definitely got the plague.
Well, that's the symptoms taken care of. But could the tourists follow what was going on?
Well, I think we better get rid of this dead body. What do you guys reckon?
Come on, let's go.
The team that I think is doing best is Edward and Chris. I'd say Edward and Chris's team. Edward and Chris's team. Because they're all dramatic and funny.
Doesn't Edinburgh have like a tropical beach we could tell them all about?
What? John and Naomi are in a graveyard and are going to extreme lengths for their final story. They must get across to the tourists who the grave robbers would sell the bodies to.
Neil McCain, it's going to be the best idea ever.
No, it's not. It's a terrible idea.
So Naomi's not convinced about John's plan, but I'm sure he'll let her out, won't he? Won't he?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Think what I do for Jedward.
I'm here to explain to you guys what grave robbing was. Do you guys know what it is?
Yes!
No, you don't, guys, because I'm going to explain it.
Okay, so the tourists have heard of grave robbers, but have they heard the story about the bell?
Grave robbers, okay, would dig up the bodies, bring them to the medical schools, and sell them for £7. How much?
£7.
And the reason why he did the bodies up because the medical schools, they wanted as much bodies as possible so they experiment on them. And then back then, it was so scary because they didn't know so much about the bodies, and sometimes they'd bury people alive or unconscious. And if they woke up, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And they'd see a string attached onto them. They'd pull the string. Guys, look! Naomi's ringing the bell. Should we let her out?
Yes!
What if that's just the wind blowing? Do you think it's Naomi?
It's me! Yes!
All right, then let's let her out. Come on, let's do this. Come on, you guys, pick it. Let's take it out of here. Yay! Naomi, you're alive! You're alive!
Alive. Didn't you hear me ringing the bell?
Very memorable, Team Jaomi.
Go, Jaomi.
But did all that coffin chaos get in the way of the facts?
It was good learning all about how they buried people alive as well, and I like the whole bell thing going on.
Now it's over to Edward and Chris for their final story. And no expense has been spared on this one.
Come on, guys. We got a lot to learn.
They're explaining the story of how witches were found guilty. Chris should have an advantage here. After all, he was in Harry Potter.
Anyone could be accused of being a witch. You could be a witch. You could be a witch.
You're a witch.
You could
What's
be
going on there?
accused of being a witch. And you'd be tortured. Or you might be given trial by water.
Do you guys want to know how trial by water worked?
Yeah!
Well, basically, if you were innocent, you drowned. Because, you know, you weren't magic. You just drowned and you died. But if you were a witch, then obviously you could do magic and you would float to the surface.
A witch isn't guilty, she just wants to fly away.
Well explained by Chris, but Edward's flying witch might have distracted the tourists from the info. We'll soon find out as the tours are now over. Both teams have put everything into their tours of Edinburgh. But have the tourists learnt those vital facts? Or were the flying witches and all that coffin nonsense too much of a distraction? It's time to find out. It's time for the big test.
How many pirates were locked up in Edinburgh Castle?
They're being asked one question on each of the stories.
21 pirates.
21.
For each correct answer, there's a point in it for the team who told that story.
How many years ago is the Castle Rock a volcano?
And the team with the most points will win.
I think it was 4-2 something. What is a sporran used for?
That's crazy.
To put your belongings.
So it's the moment of truth. The scores are in. Who will win and who will face a bucket of fake pee and poo called the Gardaloo? There it is. Ugh.
I don't want to get gunged.
The results of Jedward's big adventure in Edinburgh are, with 24 points, it's John and Naomi.
No! Is that good or bad? I think it's good or bad. I probably got 10.
While Edward and Chris have scored a total of 28.
It's victory for Edward! So far in the series, both boys have won 2 shows each.
The winner gets to perform the Edinburgh ritual of Gardaloo on the loser.
I don't want to be Gardaloo. I don't want poo and pee and all that stuff moving on Gardaloo. I'm like, ah! And I want to be all smelly.
Oh dear, did we forget to tell Team John that the buckets of Gardaloo are not real? It's just gravy and hot mixed together. Oh well, too late now. Brace yourselves, this is going to be messy.
You're gonna get it! No! You're gonna get it!
Stinks. Is my hair ruined? What is that? Disgusting. What is it?
Sick.
It looks like someone got sick on you.
I think it's worse than sick.
Jedward's big adventure.